Patriotism in America is at 66%. What a sad story. What's up, everybody? Welcome aboard to Bubba's Bottom Line for Sunday, July the 9th. And, as we just finished celebrating Independence Day, patriotism at 66%. What a sad statement that says for Americans. What a sad statement that is for all of us. Because no matter who you are or what you are, if you're an American, you are an American first. Not last, not second. You are an American first over everything else. And it's sad that we have gone and fallen to this low a degree of patriots in this country. Of course, you can tell by who we elect and who we vote for, and the things that we do, from the Bud Light debacle to other things. It shows a lack of respect for the country and for the people that went to war for this country to make it the greatest place in the world. And of course, we now have Yellen, who's calling for cooperation from China, like they're gonna give us any cooperation on anything. I mean, isn't that an oxymoron? Or maybe she's just a moron, but like they're going to do anything about climate control. Okay, like they really give a rat's ass as they burn records amounts of coal and continue and are never going to stop, along with India, because it's the cheapest source of energy. Okay, and certainly their financial commitment, other than their bribes. Okay, as China continues to accumulate American farmland, another part of the 100-year plan of China that, of course, President Biden is helping accelerate so that they can take over the United States faster. Again, if you ask me, and you didn't, but I'm here, so I'm saying it, we need to go back to heavy sanctions on China and everybody else. We need to take back control of this country and the rest of the world, because the instability that we have right now is very scary. From what's going on in the United States to what's going on around the globe, is another great statement from Yellen. This is a winner take all. Well, we could be winner take all, and we are the winner, or should be the winner. But because of this administration that continues to weaken this nation by not being energy independent, by not being prepared, by taking payoffs from foreign countries, okay, by allowing Saudi Arabia, China, and Russia to have basically total control, that is not a good sign. That is not a patriotic act, and it is just plain old stupid. Okay, but again, this is turning this current administration and the haters in it want to turn us into a Marxist or communist or socialistic view. And to me, it's a tragedy. Okay, and of course we look at the jobs numbers that came out on Friday. I mean, they were mediocre, but they're not accurate anyways. What difference does it make? Everybody wants to make a big deal about jobs numbers when they're all bullshit. If they're too hot one month, they're adjusted the next month. The bottom line is that the Fed is going to continue to have to hike rates. There is no way around it. The yield curve has collapsed. The entire structure here is messed up, and we have imbeciles that are in charge, from the Federal Reserve and their stupidity of hiking rates into a recession, to the Bidenomics plan of spend, knowing that you have the taxpayers to bail you out. It is just ridiculous. And of course, if we remember and go back to Donald Trump when he was in office, African American employment was at record highs. Well, now after Biden's term so far, African American unemployment is double the rest. So you tell me what that all means. Okay, it does not sound like that this is an equal opportunity employment cycle right now, and to me that becomes a bigger problem. And of course, the overall surveillance that government now has on citizens, with the help of Apple, Google, Facebook, Twitter, okay, they're tracking you whatever you do. And if you're willing to give up your freedom like that, then shame on you. Okay, I mean, it's only a matter of time before you're totally digital everything, and then the government and everybody will know where you are every minute of every day, from the moment you're born to the moment you die. Okay, and that is not freedom. Okay, that is just another form of being enslaved. Okay, I think that we can see issues coming, and don't, when I tell you this, that Britain is tapping their pensions for their infrastructure, don't be surprised if they don't tap Social Security, which is already busted, to fix things around here as we get nearer the election. Okay, the Fed, as I said, is going to continue to hike rates. Again, you can listen to their bullshit rhetoric all you want. They're going to continue to hike rates. And of course, our manufacturing, the ISM manufacturing, down 46%, 8 straight month of contraction. Well, gee, we said this every month for over a year. None of this is a surprise. When you give up total control, when you give up your energy independence, when you give all that, what did you think was going to happen? What did we think was going to happen? But you keep putting this stuff out there, and expect it to be different. And it's not different. Okay, you give up your power. What did you think was going to happen? Okay, it's just an absolute stiff joke. Okay, that we're letting the Federal Reserve destroy price discovery on what interest rates should be. Okay, because interest rates, like every other market, would determine what they should be. Okay. But we have a market that ignores a lot. But again, it's more of the case of money goes to where it's treated best. So, we can't allow this country to be destroyed by idiots. That, climate change, hey, if you're a climate change person, I don't believe in it. But if you are, hey, I don't care. But you can't destroy the country at the cost of destroying the citizens that are part of that country. It doesn't make sense. There is no logic. There is no idea what is going on now as to where we should be. Okay, and that is the bigger problem as we get ready to go into another election cycle. These are things you better start thinking about now, because if you want to be in communist regime, then move to China. Okay, all of you people that wanted to move out when Trump was elected, get the out of here. Okay, but that's not what I want in this country. This is not what I want for your children, my grandchildren, your grandchildren. Okay, it's enough already. Let's take back the control. Let's be the United States of America, and let's bring back patriotism. This is Bubba's Bottom Line. Top Bubba Horwitz. It is Sunday, July the 9th. We're going to step out here for a break and come back with our market report right after the break. What up, kids? I hope you had a great holiday week. Of course, the markets were very slow, but as you know, we are sponsored, and we're sponsored by a couple of brokers. And just full disclosure, I have many brokers, but I have two that I prefer in equities and in futures. And my recommendation to all of you is, if you are trading futures, have a futures broker. If you're trading equities, have an equities broker. If you're trading in both, have two brokers, because nobody that I know does both things well. In the meantime, trade your brokerage for equities and options, $10 a month flat. How can you pass it up? Auto trading at no charge. How can you pass that up? Okay, I mean, saves me only $100,000 a year. Check them out. try.tradier.com/Bubba. And I know I speak fast, so it's scrolling on the side. And of course, Capital Trading Group for futures. Look, they do all of our letter direction trading. They're partners with us on Day Trader's Dream. They are by far both brokers are by far the best customer service in the industry. Check them out. info.capitalcreditgroup.com/Bubba. Again, scrolling on the sides. And of course, our high school program, which if that doesn't say a bigger story than anything, is that I can't give that away for free at my expense to have these teachers that they don't want to teach it. That shows you how dumb the unions are. In the meantime, let's get back to Bubba's Bottom Line and me, Todd Bubba Horwitz, with my market report. Welcome back. It is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, July the 9th. And of course, markets last week, which we said were soft. Okay, not a surprise. They were up at the top end of resistance. Certainly not a shock. Okay, they came down around support. This week we would expect probably a little bit of a rally. Okay, I don't think we're breaking down yet. I don't think we're going anywhere. I think that we're going to continue to see an attempt to push these markets higher. Again, complacency reigns. Volatility is down, which means that, the bulls are, the retail buyers are buying, and God help them. But again, we don't predict. We're just telling you where we are, and we're pretty much long, as you know. We're still long all four major indexes, which obviously isn't going to change yet, and at least until Tuesday. But in the meantime, the dollar, we don't trade anymore, but we would be short dollars. Okay, and we are long the euro currency, which had a nice up week last week. Bitcoin continues to charge above, and it's over 30,000. And again, I would expect it to continue. I don't see any reason to believe that it's not. I do think it's a legit currency or a legit investment asset, not a currency yet. And of course, in the bonds and notes, got hammered a little bit. Interest rates going higher. Well, did we think that they're not going to go higher? Okay, we are still short bonds and notes, and it looks like they're going significantly lower. And as I've said in the past, I expect the 10-year to get to 6% this year. The metals, pretty choppy, but still lower. We're still short. Their gold had a little bounce off of 1900 to 1930, but still well below reversing. And of course, platinum, which has got down around the 900 level. We don't trade it anymore because it's not liquid enough, but certainly I'd be a buyer of platinum at these levels. But we are short gold and silver. In the copper markets, we're still short copper. And again, I don't understand why copper would ever go up right now with what's going on in the economy, but whatever. Crude oil in a big range, but had a big rally at the end of the week, push up towards 74. We're still shorted, but we'll see what happens at 74. I think that's a key level, 66 to 74. And net gas continues to vacillate in that consolidation range, which just really sucks and really torments trading. But in the meantime, we're long it at the moment. And of course, in the grain markets, were pretty much under pressure once again. They didn't take out the lows, but they're getting close once again. This is a lot of it had to do with it was a holiday week, so it's hard to really grasp. But they look like they could be in trouble. Okay. In the meantime, down across the board, and we're long soybeans, short corn and wheat, and in cattle is continuing to hover around those all-time highs. Look, I'd be a seller of cattle. We don't trade anymore, but we would be long technically, but. Again, there's an old saying in the commodity markets, high prices cure high prices, low prices cure low prices. I think we're about as high as we can go, even with the shortage. I think that's already been priced in. Hogs reached and peaked at $1 last week. I think that's it. I think they head up lower. I said the day it happened, before it got there, I said I would be a seller at $1, and of course that worked out pretty well. And the softs, cocoa is higher, and we are long. Cotton is flattish to lower, we're short. Sugar is lower, we're short. OJ popped a little bit, we're still short. And coffee, we're still short that as well. Again, I think overall it's a very dull conditions, very, very non-liquid markets right now. And, we're going to start to see some movement, but until somebody blinks, until one of them breaks one way or the other, I think we continue in this malaise, and certainly it is the summer, not a surprise. So I think that the next big story will be what the Fed does at their next meeting, and then maybe we'll get some movement. But in the meantime, I would expect probably a little bit of bounce this week, just off the bottom of support. In the meantime, this is Bubba's Bottom Line, Todd Bubba Horwitz. We're going to step out for our final break, come back with our commentary, and we'll see you right after the break. What's up, kids? Well, again, I'm not going to go through the whole spiel, but in the meantime, remember, Trade Your Brokerage, Capital Trading Group, both scrolling on the sides, and of course, in the bottom, our high school program. And these are brokers that I use myself. They've been vetted for you. And I use other brokers, but these are the ones I like the best and that do the best for my members. In the meantime, let's get back to Bubba's Bottom Line and myself, Todd Bubba Horwitz. Welcome back. It is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, July the 9th. And of course, every week we give you a little commentary. And my question, I actually have a question for everybody today because I don't know the answer. I don't know the answer to a lot of things, but I've read a lot of interesting stories and a lot of interesting quotes about Vivek Ramaswamy. I believe that's how it's pronounced, the potential presidential candidate. Now, he's not getting much traction, which is interesting. But what I've read and whatever the quotes that I've seen have been perfectly spot on, okay? And exactly how I would like to see the country run. Now, again, I'm not promoting, I'm not asking you to vote for anybody. I mean, he's not even really a candidate yet. But I think it behooves all of us as Americans to vet and to look at deeper into some of these candidates. Because certainly we don't want the bozo the clown Biden. We don't want Trump back again. I mean, as much as I think he did a great job, I just don't want a one-term president. DeSantis seems to be running into some trouble, and I'm not saying he wouldn't be good either. I'm not saying anybody wouldn't be anything, but I think that a good look at somebody who is younger, who seems to have some great ideas, and the question is can that person, whoever it happens to be, can they overcome the deep state? Can they overcome the criminals in Washington, D.C.? And can they really put those great ideas to work? But I urge you to check it out because I think that if America is going to change and if we're going to bring back a patriotic nation and we're going to get back to an age of where we really care about this country, okay, and everybody cares about the country, I think we have to have some dramatic sweeping changes. Check it out. Let me know your thoughts as always. In the meantime, and not a lot of sports in the All-Star game this week. So, all I can tell you is that we'll look at Pete Alonso to win the home run derby. Okay. And in the meantime, have a great weekend. This is Bubba's Bottom Line for Sunday, July the 9th. We'll see you all back here. Well, we'll see you tomorrow with Bubba's Daily Update, but of course, next Sunday with Bubba's Bottom Line. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you later.